Harley Davidson Road King Police Best Adventure Motorcycle Run-In with the Police. I don't often have a run-in with the police. Well, I recently had one. No, not some enforcement of the safer at home COVID-19 type stuff. What I'm talking about was a run-in with a 2012 Harley Davidson Road King Police. Turns out, my longtime riding buddy Dean Masaglia got the bug to finally get another Harley. He wishes he still had the first one. Near as I can recall, it was probably a 1948 or 49 Hummer, though it could have been a 50 model, which was the last year of the rubber band girder fork that his bike used. The Hummer was a 125 cubic centimeters two-stroke, air-cooled single based on the DKW product built in Germany. The design specifications and manufacturing rights were turned over to Harley Davidson as part of Germany's World War II reparations. They are rare and now very valuable to collectors of such things, potentially commanding up to $9,000 at auction for a showroom condition example, according to the Comprehensive Vintage Motorcycle Price Guide 2015 to 2016. His dad had gotten him the thing when we were both about 14. The 3-speed tranny on it eventually packed up, and last he can recall, it went someplace to get that fixed. Where it ended up since, he just isn't sure. He's had Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki, and Victory bikes since. Fast forward more years than either of us cared to count, and he got the Harley bug again. He was perusing the Wisconsin Surplus online auction website recently and boom, there it was. A 2012 Harley Davidson Road King Police FLHP bike with only 7,700 miles on it. The pictures looked pretty good. He bid on it until all other bidders dropped out and had his Road King. Harley Davidson has been at this business of building police bikes, or at least bikes that were used for police work, for quite a while. For many years, they were completely stock, with no special adaptations. According to the Encyclopedia of the Harley Davidson, Detroit had Harley Davidson mounted motorcycle cops as early as 1907, San Francisco and Los Angeles followed suit in 1911, and in 1913, Cincinnati joined in. In 1926, Harley Davidson set up a special department devoted to police vehicle sales. By the end of the 1920s, the company boasted 3,000 police departments as customers nationwide. By the 1950s and 60s, Harley Davidson was the gold standard for law enforcement road patrol motorcycles, which included the adaptation of sidecar-equipped models and the Servicar models, but in the late 70s and early 80s, import makes were eating HD's law enforcement lunch. These days, HD is still in the business of building bespoke bikes for law enforcement, but they share the market with other brands. Anyway, it turns out Dean's purchase arrangements went smoothly after he placed the winning bid, but it was late in March, and the Wisconsin Surplus required that the bike be out of its warehouse by April 1st. He lives up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and the motorcycle was down in Mount Horeb, Wisc. That's about a 6-hour drive for him one way, but from my place, it's about 45 miles. So he asked me if I could go down there and pick it up. The bike was in roadable running order, and he had all the official registration and insurance paperwork in order, so I figured I'd go down there and ride it back to my place and store it till he could come down to get it. You might wonder how much you can learn about a bike in one 45-mile jaunt. Thanks to Dean's auction bike, I had a chance to find out. I had never ridden a police bike before, and I wondered if there were any performance mods from a stock 2012 Road King. Dean had already checked that out and, according to the sources he could find, the air/oil-cooled 103 CI, 1,690 cubic centimeters, twin-cam engine, exhaust, electronic sequential port fuel injection, electronic throttle control, cable-activated, non-hydraulic, clutch, 6-speed cruise drive transmission, and final belt driveline are standard Road King equipment, as are the Brembo 4-piston brakes, air-adjustable rear suspension, and chrome crash bars front and rear. However, the wiring harness is modified to allow the addition of lights, siren, communications, and other equipment the law enforcement customer may require. The 6-gallon tank, floorboards, Hilanto shifter, Hiawatha headlight nacelle, tank-mounted speedo, and indicator lights are standard Road King fare. The police version has attached mounted up over the triple clamp, and a distinctive nameplate that says Road King Police as well.